53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you in your
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we stop that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of men down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the Lord.
Y'all see this?
Comes with all your dishes, pots, and sports knives.
I got it like this. This is like an apartment and a hotel room. You know what I mean? This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
My camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grace. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
My what's in my blood, I'm a U.P.K creation. We don't give a fuck, you can see it in our faces. Got it out the mud, straight up out the base.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The week of Passover is packed with exciting events hosted by the I.S.U.P.K and Commanding General Yohanna. On Tuesday, a deep-sea fishing trip with the generals. Arrival and boarding time at 7:30 a.m. The boat leaves at 8 a.m. sharp.
Then on Wednesday, April 13th, join us for the annual lamb slaughter from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., making sure the children of Israel have fresh lamb for the Passover.
Then, after that, the I.S.U.P.K is having a fish fry from 4 p.m. until, which would lead to the scripture breakdown class with General Mahanna. Then, on Thursday morning, Hebrew Academy participants will see if they have what it takes to endure the Hebrew Academy trials. Commanding General Yohanna has something special lined up for the children with a children's party from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Come join Commanding General Yohanna on Cocoa Beach as we renew our oath unto the Lord.
Because he's supposed to understand the power of the Most High that would destroy him and will destroy him. Real soon. Read.
That assuredly, knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, they might afterward be of good cheer.
You hear that? They was of good cheer, came along with the Lord as one, and became of good cheer while
while tens of thousands of Egyptians died. I know y'all don't like to talk about this, but you better put this war spirit back in you, Israel. You better get that spirit back in you, man. You better get that spirit of warfare back in you, because the Lord will put blood on the streets of America and around this world, brother.
Followed by a hotel ballroom, all black and Hebrew Academy dinner from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then on Friday, April 15th at 5 p.m., join us for the Lord's annual Passover as commanded in the scriptures.
At 5 p.m. sharp.
On Saturday, April 16th, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That's right, we're going to keep the Feast of Unleavened Bread from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Commanding General Yohanna has it all lined up for you, Israel. Come keep the Lord's Passover. Shalom.
West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohanna. The only authorized admin. Look, Christianity, the home for white supremacists, the real Jews, black. Jesus Christ was a nigga, we scholars in the scriptures. Fuck your false doctrine. I'm a gangster, I can't go to church, they false prophets. I face the east and pray towards the sun. Fuck your peace and I don't need your love. I'm gonna have slaves when the kingdom come. I see my adversaries teaming up, but they ain't ready for war. And if they is, we gon' bring it to them. Thumb through the pages, reading Obadiah. Look, white man the devil, he for sure a liar. Can't trust the snake, Jesus called them vipers. How you love everybody when we the ones dying? I'm bloodthirsty, pray my enemies drop dead. Don't do nothing God say, but won't forget it's for they sins. Niggas hypocrites, I just want slaughter and revenge. A sword and a crown, nigga, my kids. For the truth, you ain't in this house. I was lost in the world, but I get it now. I got niggas sitting down who ain't getting out. You ain't ready for a baby, but don't kill your child. Home of the truth, you ain't in this house. I was lost in the world, but I get it now. I got niggas sitting down who ain't getting out. You ain't ready for a baby, but don't kill your child. And I can never be a Muslim cause they worship rocks. If you don't serve the Most High, then you curse by God. Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Kwam Yashala, shield the king, thou would die. I got wisdom from the prophets, I ain't without. I'm in the belly of the beast trying to make it out. I know the truth, so I can't transgress the law. For a long time, was a rebel without a cause. I was called by the Lord. I feel like the poor man when a dog licked his swords. They ain't from my neighborhood, but I own all the stores. A church on every corner and my niggas still destroyed. We living in a time where your murder get recorded. Men of the Lord still prisoners of war. I got a Glock, but brotherhood the real weapon. You practice Kemet and my yacht, but it's still pagan. Home of the truth, you ain't in this house. I was lost in the world, but I get it now. I got niggas sitting down who ain't getting out. You ain't ready for a baby, but don't kill your child. Home of the truth, you ain't in this house. I was lost in the world, but I get it now. I got niggas sitting down who ain't getting out. You ain't ready for a baby, but don't kill your child.
Good, Captain Tower. Y'all was looking up rock and roll good with you. Hey, man, you know, I've been bumping that motherfucker one way.
Nobody selling you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Blackwatch with Commanding General Yohanna, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
You don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Blackwatch. Let the show begin.
To the ballroom hotel, depending on how fast you pay. So I urge everybody, if you haven't already, go ahead and just pay for your hotel now and get it out the way so you have everything locked in, okay? And of course, we're off. Okay, the whole thing or just the last part? Whole thing? At what point it went off? Okay, okay. All right, let me give you as much of it as I can. If you have not paid for your hotel in advance, I urge you to do so now. If you wait until you get down there, two things are going to happen. One, the hotel is going to charge you taxes on the room. It's no longer tax exempt if you pay for your reservation in the hotel. If you pay for your reservation in advance, there is no taxes. That's a lot of taxes, okay? It's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $50, $60 in taxes, I believe. It's in all the taxes. I could be wrong. But my point is, if you can pay your hotel fee in advance, not even if you can, pay it, okay? Because you're going to have to pay it when you get there anyway. So pay it before Sunday, okay? And here's the other reason. The hotel, remember, we overbooked. We didn't expect everybody to book so fast. So because we overbooked, people, what the hotel is trying to do is take the people that paid and push them to the front. So they want to give them the rooms first. So you have a reservation, but you could end up being part of the people to get bumped to the second or third hotel, or in this case, maybe even the fourth hotel. So if you can, go ahead and pay your hotel fee in advance. Pay before Sunday, because after Sunday 5 o'clock, they're gonna start switching out rooms. So you're gonna get there, and we're gonna have to shuttle you to the second or third hotel when you were already in the first hotel. And if you're in the second or third hotel, you might get bumped up to the first hotel because you paid in advance. So everybody, pay your hotel fee by Sunday. Also, like I said earlier, there's no taxes on these. We got a discount because of the nonprofit. So, but if you go into the hotel and do it there with your credit card, you can't get the tax exemption. You can't get the exemption off of it. You got to pay taxes then, because now you're paying in the hotel. Some rule in Florida. So nothing I can do. Pay your hotel fee in advance before you get there. Pay it. If you can pay it in the next day or so, that'd be good, because we'll get it out the way and we can keep our reservations and everybody can get in solid as a rock. Also, too, pay your Passover fee. Don't leave us out there. We spent a lot of money this year. We pulled out all the stops. We did everything we had to do. Everybody pay your Passover fee. All right. But get them hotels in, because I don't want nobody to get bumped. So far, they got the whole list down pat. Everything is tight. Your reservation is tight. Everything is tight. But Sunday, 5 o'clock, they're going to start shifting. All right. And ain't nothing we could do, because we the ones that overbook. So we can't go back and tell them, nah, you can't change it. They you know, they trying to get their money. They Esau. What you gonna do? So everybody pay it up front before you even get off the plane. You're gonna be fine. All right. So that's it on that. Now, what are we getting into tonight? Because tons of stuff going on. We definitely gonna talk about the latest with Will and Jada. Everybody's still talking about that, and it's a good thing that everybody's talking about it, because finally, something Israelite School of UPK has been saying for a long time. And that is that our sisters are in bad shape mentally. And what they're doing out here and doing the brothers out here is driving cats off the cliff. It was rarely talked about how much psychological abuse a lot of brothers were going through. A lot of brothers is going through it even to this day, simply because the slave master has risen the cost of living in the empire so high that it's almost impossible for you to maintain an apartment or a house by yourself. So in many cases, you subject onto a female that you're living with. And because you subject to that, if she doesn't have the truth and walking with the Most High, 9 times out of 10, you're in a power struggle in that house. You're in a power struggle because she feels that she has the authority. And without no knowledge of the truth, you understand, a lot of times, a lot of brothers getting vexed and treated like garbage, and in many cases, straight up abused. And it's finally coming to light so we can balance this out, because the minute brothers find out and wake up and see what's really going on and see some of the psychological abuse brothers have been going through for years, then you're going to see families get back together. You're going to see households set up the way they're supposed to be set up. You're going to see brotherhood and sisterhood increase, and you'll see it because things will be in order. You understand? If you try to take the lions in the jungle and make them go live like the alligator, and take the alligator and try to make him live like the lion, you're going to have a problem in the jungle. You're going to upset the whole structure that the Lord set up. You can't do that. And that's what's going on in the empire with all this alternative lifestyles and all the stuff that they came up with. Now, women are abusing the hell out of men. And because of all of the stupidity, especially these religions, you understand, men have been retaught as though it was the word of God to be in subjection to their women, to be abused by women, being screamed at by female preachers. All of that have helped destroy the one thing that a man needs most to fix everything in his house, which is strength. And some of these women, some of you have stripped these brothers of that strength. Well, the knowledge of the truth is coming out, and this Jada and Smith thing is a perfect example. Because that brother right there is definitely in the suicide lane. And that disgusting broad does not care what happens to him. But we're going to come back to it, because I got to tell you about what's going on over there in Romania. Please break that down for me, you die. This is crazy. Check this out.
Khan Wakan, sir. Iodine tablets to be issued in EU state.
You hear me? You in the third world's war. Iodine tablets. They giving out. What are iodine tablets? Iodine is used. Okay, it's first of all, it's used for your immune system. That's what you need iodine for. It's minerals that boost your immune system, that boost your thyroid, which fights diseases. Okay, that gives you the hormones necessary for you to fight illnesses and diseases. Well, they issuing it to the Romanians. And they issuing it to them because of their fear that they're going to have a nuclear accident or nuclear fallout of some type in Ukraine. Romania is right next to Ukraine. So the Romanians are worried that something's going to break out and that the wind is going to travel and carry the radiation into Romania, which means we're getting closer to that war. Give me some more on that story, please.
Khan, another EU country decided to provide citizenry with anti-radiation tablets amid Ukraine conflict.
Okay, I didn't know there was more than Romania. It said another one. So that means several of them are going to be giving out these tablets. And listen, it's going to happen. I'm going to show it to you tonight again in another scripture how this is going to happen. Go ahead, you can give me a little more if you don't mind.
Khan, Romania's health ministry has announced the dispersal of potassium iodine pills to all residents up to the age of 40 years old, including babies. Multiple EU member states, including Bulgaria, Belgium, and some others, have seen an increase in demand for such drugs.
Damn. Multiple states have seen an increase. They're giving out iodine pills. They know how serious it could get. They know how serious this thing could spill over into the full-fledged nuclear war. Time is close, brothers and sisters, and it's a beautiful thing. Okay, where we going with it, y'all? Let's go. What you got? What you holding for me? I know you were holding a couple. Oh, give me Exodus first, please. Could you imagine a nuclear bomb explode on the earth in 2022 or something like that by the hand of the Most High? That changes the whole game. They're being sucked in, and it's incredible. Go ahead.
The book of Exodus, chapter 9 and verse 13. And the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand before Pharaoh and say unto him, thus saith the Lord God of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thy heart.
And that's what's going on. America better wake up. You better stop treating black people and Latino people and Native Indian people the way you are. You just had another incident we getting ready to bring out tonight, Lord allow, of another brother that some cop shot. They said he didn't even give him a chance to put his hands up. Shot him and killed him. Like they trigger, super trigger happy when it comes to killing us. Okay? With all America's so-called wisdom and all its wealth and power, you can't solve this problem. We the one people on earth you seem to be unable to solve this problem. If you wanted it solved, you could get it solved. Go ahead. But the Lord said, I'm going to pour all my plagues out on you. If you do not let blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians gracefully go into their identity and wake up and return back to the Most High, you're going to get plagued like ancient Egypt got plagued. And of course, they're not going to allow that to happen. Okay, because little will they tell you, you are the greatest commodity this empire has ever had. You are the greatest money-making tool this empire has ever seen. And they're not about to let it go. You see how bad they're suffering by just stopping the Mexicans from farming. They stopped the Mexicans from farming, brother, and damn near you can't even get food no more. Food prices shooting through the roof. This empire cannot function without Mexicans. You can't function without the tribe of Issachar. Okay? So, and that's how delicious they've had it on the earth. If the Lord take all 12 tribes, the whole empire would collapse. But you better get ready to let the Lord have his way with his 12 tribes and get ready to get up out of here. Go ahead, up.
And upon thy servants and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth.
He said, upon thy servants and upon thy people. These plagues are going to come down on this empire, man. It's going to be rough. Iodine too. And he said, and he said, read the end part of that if you don't mind. Huh? Yeah, that end part of that scripture.
Khan, sir. That thou mayest know that there is none like me.
That you might know that there's none like the Most High. So that you'll know that there's none like him. All this is happening. Go ahead. Matter of fact, read a verse or two more down if you don't mind.
Khan, sir. In all the earth. For now I will stretch out my hand, that I might smite thee and thy people with pestilence.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt be cut off from the earth.
And you will be cut off from the earth. That's the future, man. That's why this Passover is so important. That's why this Passover, we're going to renew our oath before the Most High, because it's really game time. It's really show time when it comes to these empires, man. Okay. You got more on that verse, or you got the other one? Give me the one in Jeremiah, I think it is, 9th chapter, something like that. Give me.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 14. I have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, gather ye together and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo,
that's the one I'm looking for. Is that the one? Which one is that you hold?
Jeremiah 49 and verse 14 through 19.
Okay, keep going.
For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen.
That's the part, yep. The Lord said, I'll make you small among the heathen. Go ahead.
What
verse you at?
Verse 15 in the middle, sir.
Go ahead.
And despised among men.
And despised among men. Now, you're going to be little among the heathen. Right now, they're big. Right now, these Edomites rule the empire. They're big among the heathen. But the Lord says shortly after this, they're going to be small among the heathen. And when they become small among the heathen, it'll be because of destruction. It'll be because of plagues. It'll be because of diseases. You're reading it right now. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee.
Thy terribleness. And that's what he's been on the earth. He's been terrible on this earth. He's been able to be terrible on this earth. Go ahead.
Sir. And it's like thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
And the pride of your heart, man. Meaning the terror that he has brought down on nations on the earth, it has fooled him into thinking he can do whatever he wants to do. That's why he's over there right now supporting Ukraine, thinking that they can stop another nuclear power when they're getting themselves into a conflict that is of epic proportion. Their terribleness, their viciousness have fooled them. And one of the main reasons it's fooled them is because our people have been crushed so well underneath them. We've been crushed so well underneath them that it fooled them. And it makes them feel like we'll take over any nation. We'll do whatever we want to do on the earth. We're the great empire. That's what makes them think that way. They actually took God's nation, crushed it into powder, and made God's people love them and serve them wholeheartedly, even after they tortured and beat them for 400 years. Like, what you don't know is you are Will Smith, and America is Jada Pinkett. You in an entanglement with the empire. They're in an entanglement with the empire. And you in love with the empire, even though it doesn't love you. You're in deep love with the empire. You're doing everything you can to be loved by the empire. Right or wrong? You're doing everything you can to be loved by the empire. Even though the empire doesn't love you. Get me the scriptures where the Lord said, where are thy lovers? For they shall abandon you. Hold that and come back to it, though. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm texting too. I didn't mean to. Like the Lord, that's why the Lord asked it. Like what happened with Jada and Will, we should be looking at it like we are Will. We're the suicidal one. We're the violent one. We're the suicidal one. We're the one with bad judgment. We're the one that's willing to kill our brother at the drop of a dime. We're the one that's willing to kill our brother to defend the honor of the empire. If you talk bad about the empire, we'll harm you so that the empire is beloved. You understand? Like you would think after 400 years, no black, Latino, or Native Indian would say a word to you if you spoke evil against the empire. But the opposite is true. You speak any word against the empire and forget about it. All hell will break loose. You understand? You're not freezing? You good? Okay. You might want to save that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 16 and verse 37. Behold, therefore, I will gather all thy lovers with whom.
Go ahead.
With whom thou hast taken pleasure.
I will gather all your lovers with whom thou hast taken pleasure. That's us. That is us. Same way Jada went out there and slept with all those men and kids and boys and whatever they wanted. That's what we did. We went out there and slept with America, and every god and religion and mess that they had, that they slept with, we slept with. We went behind everything. They took in Hare Krishna, we took it in. They took in Buddha, we took it in. They took in Islam, we took it in. They gave us the white Jesus, we took in that too, Christianity. We laid with all the gods, so to speak, just the way Jada done laid with numerous entanglements. We laid the same way. You want to understand what's going on with us? Look at Will Smith under the psychological abuse of Jada. Now, he's a man more powerful than Jada, yet completely controlled by her. You, the Lord's chosen people, greater than Esau. The Lord said, the one people shall be stronger than the other, yet you controlled by the empire. Tell me that ain't the absolute perfect metaphor. That's the perfect metaphor for you. Go ahead.
And all them that thou hast loved, with all them that thou hast hated, I will even gather them round about against thee, and will discover thy nakedness unto them.
And they're going to turn on you. Now, everything that Jada did is being turned on her now. Finally coming to a conclusion, the massive dysfunctionality that was going on in her house. That's what the Lord is going to come down on this place for what has been done to us here. To where they giving out iodine pills. Damn. More on that story or what?
That's pretty much about it, sir.
All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about Jaden's will. If we can. I tell you what. If you could, pull up that story about his daughter writing a letter to Tupac. Because what I'm about to go into now is both the psychological problem, abuse, and the results of that psychological abuse. And that is what's going on in this empire. What I'm about to read to you is exactly what's going on with black people and Martin Luther King. I'm going to show you in the Will Smith story, black people, Latino people, Native Indian people, and Martin Luther King. Give him the background, you die.
It says Willow Smith's letter to Tupac explained.
Now, understand something, y'all out there. Willow was not born when her mother was with Tupac. I'd be surprised if she ever met Tupac, even as a toddler, because he'd been gone for many years. Over 20 years now, right? Almost 30 years.
Sir.
A good long time. She's never even met this cat. Check out this amazingly evil letter.
The letter says, Dear Tupac, I know you are alive someplace. I think that my mommy misses you.
I know that you're alive someplace. Now, this is a sincere letter. My mommy misses you. That's the root right there. That is the root. Like, to be in love with the empire is to be in love with a monster that doesn't love you. And that's us. We in church pretending we singing Jesus. You're not singing to Jesus. Really, you singing to the empire. You ain't crying on the Lord to save you. You crying on the empire to turn its heart towards you, which is so wrong. Go ahead, Art.
Carnival Khan said, I think that my mommy really misses you. Can you please come back? Can you please come back so mommy and me can be happy?
Imagine that. Let me tell you something. That is what's going on in many brothers' house. Now, I'm going to hit you with something. A lot of you think that in that letter, that means that Jada really loved Tupac, when that's not true. Everything that you've heard about Jada Pinkett loving Tupac is a lie. How can I say that? Because that's what an abuser does. Your abuser tells you every day how great Martin Luther King is. Who killed Martin? Your abuser. That broad psychologically attacked her husband by using Tupac. She used Tupac to make it seem like, you know what she did? Let me tell you what she did. She created a ghost and made that ghost out to be the greatest thing in the world, Tupac. And she used that ghost and her missing that ghost to be the reason she is a monster to her own family. When she didn't love Tupac, she didn't miss Tupac, but Tupac was the tool she used to bring Will Smith into order under her. Guess who else did that? The empire did it. Right or wrong? The empire turned around and told you should be like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King spoke about love and black boys and white boys holding hands. You ain't like Martin Luther King. You against Martin Luther King. You're wrong. That's what Jada did to Will. Psychological warfare. Psychological warfare. Will Smith standing there alive in front of her. But supposedly she's so in love with Tupac that her daughter, who never even met this ghost, is saying, come back so her mother could be happy, because that woman is probably going stark raving mad in that house. She's probably terrorizing everybody in that house. And guess who else is terrorizing everybody in their house? Saying that Martin Luther King is how you should have been. Your slave master. Your slave master is torturing everybody in the house. And saying you need to be more like Martin Luther King. You under psychological warfare too. You under psychological warfare. Just like they are. It's crazy, man. Give me some more. Is there more in the letter? Oh, man. I can imagine.
Khan. So mommy and me can be happy. I wish you were here. I really do love Willow.
And here's what's good about a ghost. When somebody's playing psychological warfare on you, what's good about a ghost is you can't rebuttal whatever they say about the ghost. Like, you can't, without the old tapes. That's why they said, let me explain. They said that they was going to reveal the real tapes of Martin Luther King. They said they was going to hold it for 75 years. Then they was going to reveal it. Donald Trump started to reveal it. They must have begged him on bending knee not to reveal the tapes of all the disgusting things that Martin Luther King was doing. And the reason they don't want them revealed is because as long as they can put up the image of Martin Luther King as being great and wonderful, they can make the argument to you that that's how you should be. And how you going to rebuttal it unless you got the tapes to say, nah, you telling us to be like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was doing this and doing that and doing this. Without them tapes, Martin Luther King is the perfect man of God, the perfect American, the perfect way you should think and be, the perfect church person. And so if you're less than the image they give you of Martin Luther King, then they can come down on you and say, see, you are not right. And that's what Jada did to Will. Basically beat his spirit down with a ghost. Told him the ghost was better than him. The ghost was who she loved. The ghost dealt with her right. The ghost took away her pain. So now, even though you Will Smith superstar actor, how you gonna compete with a ghost? You can't compete. You know what I mean? If they tell you Tupac played basketball better than you, how can you say not? Unless you can play Tupac in a game. You can't get on the court and say, well, I'm going to show you I'm better than Tupac. You can't. He ain't here. So that's why somebody pulling psychological warfare on you loves a ghost. That's why they love Martin Luther King. Because the same thing that Jada is doing to Will with Tupac, America does to you with Martin Luther King every day. Every day. And you'll be asleep on it until you wake up to the truth. That's why damn near all Black America loves Martin Luther King. That's why white people always quoting him. Are they not? They ain't quoting nobody else. All these Black leaders and all of them that died, the only one got a statue was Martin Luther King. The only one beloved was Martin Luther King. The only one quoted by Esau most of the time is Martin Luther King. And that's what she did to them. And that's why that little girl is writing a letter to a dead man. A man been dead 30 years. And begging him to come back. Begging him to come back because, of course, in her house, with all their wealth and power, nothing is making that monster happy. And the same with America. You in the ghetto, in poverty, struggling, dying every day. He beating you down. He's shooting you at will. He doping you up, making a mint off of you. And nothing makes this beast happy. Nothing makes him say, you know what, man, we should be loving these people. Nothing makes him take his foot off of your neck. And guess what? Jada ain't never come back and said anything positive about Will. It's the exact same thing. It's more in there. Yeah, God, it must have been rough. Come on with it. Let's hear it.
If I could, sir, what you bringing out is so heavy because a lot of people in the world today in particular was talking about it, that Jada has not, in recent knowledge or memory, have said anything, you know what I mean, good about Will. Even the Oscar that he won, she didn't come out there and publicly congratulate him. If you go to her Twitter account right now, you'll see her bald head, her mom's bald head, and Willow's bald head, and you see nothing. You know, only thing about Will that is in the bio is the last name Smith. That's it.
Amazing. Amazing. Listen, I wish somebody would go in that temple, that church she got, and tape her during that ceremony, because I can almost guarantee you that bald head is in there with some gown on, like the goddess of all eternity, because that's all that Scientology is anyway, is psychological warfare. And so she in there using it and wielding it at every turn. So I could imagine what you'll see if you go in there and have to come before her throne in that little Scientology temple that little private Scientology temple, I could imagine what you would come up against. Right. And like you saying, I mean, she just never said, and that's what you have to do to oppress somebody. Like to oppress somebody, you have to constantly talk. You can't never elevate them to no real status. You elevate them to a real status, it means they'll have to have a real opinion. If white people really woke up tomorrow and gave black people equality, then all the wrong things they're doing would come into question. All the things that black people have been, Latino people, Native Indian people have been denied would come into question. Right or wrong? So therefore, America could never give you the same equality as them. They'll tell you you're supposed to get it. They'll tell you if you act right, you'll get it, but it'll never happen. It'll never go there. Okay, because if America was to really be right, what would have to happen? They would have to say, we have to turn over authority of America to you all because we had it for 400 years and benefited it and you didn't. So now we're going to be fair. Being fair means let you get it for the next 400 years. And they ain't about to do that. Well, guess what? The same would happen if she had to acknowledge Will Smith. Will Smith is a superstar actor. How can she still maintain herself as being the powerhouse or the power, the ruler, so to speak? How could she do that and then acknowledge Will for what he is? You understand? The way she keeps Will in line is by never acknowledging how great he's become in Hollywood. How do they keep black people in line? How do they keep blacks and Latinos and Native Indians in line? By never, ever acknowledging your greatness in this empire. That's why they bring out every single issue when it comes to sports and athletes. Anything happen, you on the news. You get in an argument, they on the news. You get in a fight, on the news. Because they have to use every opportunity to make sure that they lower ball players down to a certain level in front of the white crowd. Because otherwise, the white crowd will start following them. You understand? That's what they do. Go ahead. What, you was going to bring something else? Come on. Please. Yikes.
Initially, sir, before how the day that Will Smith met his first wife, Cherie Zambino, guess who turned him down?
Who? Jada.
He's trying to impress Jada, trying to get her on the Fresh Prince. They denied her. He still tried to holler at her, and she brushed him off, turned him down, and that was the same day that he met his first wife.
Damn. He should have stuck with that first wife.
Count on one count.
You know what I mean? Because she just was a monster. That's all. You know what I mean? She like many, many sick sisters out there. Sisters sick from all over this country. Sick and messed up, and destroyed, and all of that. You understand? You see, he was young back then. Go back to that picture. Can you pull that picture up? Yeah, look at that. He was young. You know what I mean? Naive. He didn't understand what he was dealing with. That collar right there should have told him. I'm joking, of course. You understand? Let's go. You got more in the letter?
Oh, that was it on the letter. So.
That was crazy, man. That's crazy. What she did to him is exactly what America did to us. To where her daughter is begging Tupac to come back to make her mother happy. To show you how much is permeating through that house. And he's tolerating it. And once again, y'all chastised us. Muhammad brought it out Monday. Muhammad got all over it. The airwaves on it on Monday. How much we got chastised. Now you know why brothers leave sisters. Like sitting up there, at one time it was like you got no excuse to leave. Oh, yes, you do. You got an excuse to leave at some time. In some instances, you got to separate from a woman because of the psychological abuse. Now, you still can't leave her. You can't divorce her. But some women, you got to separate because they full of psychological warfare trying on you and trying to, you know, mess up your mind.
That's right.
Sabotage what you're doing. Fighting with you tooth and nail. Making the kids love a dead man instead of you. You in the house. Bringing millions in the house. They living in a mansion with, you know, Lamborghinis parked outside. But they hate you because your wife that made them love a ghost. Talk about wicked. That's us. All the wealth and money you get in America, they still treat you like a nigga. Right or wrong. You turn on the news and ball players getting locked up, pulled out of the car by the cops. Actors, damn near every actor. It was one time where Danny Glover was in New York City protesting in Times Square because he was sick and tired of coming to New York and trying to get a cab, and they wouldn't give him a cab. Danny Glover. Not just him, tons of others did. Why? Because it didn't matter how wealthy you was, they still treated you like you was less than them. That's why racism will never go away in this country. You kidding me? Racism goes away. You get to stand on what the hell you should be standing on, which is your identity. They can't have that. They didn't have it in the Egyptian Empire. Can you get that for me? Hold what you got. I'll come back to it right quick. But I got to read this scripture because this is so important. Don't tell me racism didn't exist in Egypt. It was part of what Egypt used to keep us under control. You go back and read the story. Egypt kept us under control by using racism. And you about to read it with Joseph. Joseph was the equivalent to the vice president. Joseph in ancient Egypt is sitting in the same seat that Jada is sitting in. I mean, that Kamala Harris is sitting in right now. I know mine is slowing down. It might be. Is it that camera? Or is it just my phone? Once you went on with that one, this one started to slow. Go ahead.
The book of Genesis, chapter 45 and verse 9. Haste ye and go up to my father and say unto him, thus saith thy son Joseph, God hath made me Lord of all Egypt. Come down unto me, tarry not, and thou shalt dwell in the land of Goshen.
Okay, not that one. The one where it said they set aside for him for is an abomination for an Egyptian to eat with the Hebrews. Find that one. That should be in Exodus, right? Look, if you use the word abomination, that might do it. Because this, I'm going to show you exactly what happens to black people. You get denied in a restaurant. You couldn't, remember, we couldn't eat at the lunch counter. Remember that? Before Martin Luther King's little sacrifice of us, you couldn't eat in the same lunch counter as Esau. Okay, well, guess what? Joseph went through the same thing, but Joseph handled it smartly. We'll go back to that scripture in a second, too. But let's first get this part. You was able to get it? Working on it? I'll help you out. All right, that's all right. We'll get it. You know what I mean? Let me just bear with me a second, y'all. See if I get this thing here. Genesis 43 and 32. You got it?
The book of Genesis, chapter 43 and verse 32. And they set on for him by himself, and for them by themselves.
So this is Joseph and his people eating in the main place that people eat in Egypt. Restaurant, banquet hall, government, wherever that is. They're all eating, right? Hebrews and Egyptians. But what did they say? Go ahead. Same chapter and verse.
The book of Genesis, chapter 43 and verse 32 in the middle. And for the Egyptians, which did eat with him by themselves.
They ate with him, meaning they came to the banquet. So they came to the banquet, but it said they ate by themselves. They didn't eat with Joseph, and here's why. Go ahead.
Khan, because the Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews.
The Egyptians might not eat bread with the Hebrews. They don't eat bread with us. Go ahead.
Khan, for that is an abomination unto the Egyptians.
You notice it didn't say that's an abomination to the Hebrews and the Egyptians, but only that it's an abomination to the Egyptians. It wasn't no abomination to the Hebrews. They were trying to love the Egyptians, just like you trying to love America. You trying to love America, be in the melting pot with America, everybody be equal. But the Americans, like the Egyptians, hate to be among you. It's an abomination to them. Same racism. Racism made the Egyptians strong. Racism against you allowed America and the Egyptians to abuse you like Jada abused Will. It didn't matter how much money Will got. He can't compete with a ghost. Get Genesis 46 and 34, but here's what Joseph did. Joseph was a genius. He came back and told his people to handle the Egyptians this way, knowing that the Egyptians was racist. 46 and 34, you got it, right?
Khan, the book of Genesis, chapter 46 and verse 34.
Go ahead.
That ye shall say, thy servant's trade hath been about cattle.
Meaning when the rulers come and talk to you, say thy servant's trade is about cattle. That's considered a low job in Egypt. You ain't a scribe or a scholar or somebody with the scrolls or somebody intellectual or somebody running the company. You're the base guy. That's like if you went, that's like if the mayor came to you and said, what is it that you guys doing? You said, well, we're street sweep up there in this society is considered low. That's what Joseph was telling his people to do. And for very good reason. Go ahead.
Khan, from our youth, even until now. Both
from
we
our youth, even until now. It slowed down again. Did you just turn it back on? It's slowing it down. Just kill it. Just kill it for now. We'll tweak it out because it's slowing it way down. You just shut it off? Because mine is speeding up a little bit. Hang on a second. Mine came back. Y'all out there, if y'all getting us, let me know if you're getting us good. Let me know if you're getting us. Oh, my chat went down. Let me see if I can get mine up. Yours is up. Yours is up. All right. Yeah, mine went down. I don't know what happened. Oh, wait. Okay, I got it. It's back. Yeah, it is. It's making the channel buffer, they saying. Let's just kill it for now, right? And he said it's blurry and buffering. Just stick to the one, all right? All right, let's go.
Khan, from our youth even until now, both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen.
You see that? You might dwell in the land of Goshen. Like Joseph was telling them, listen, tell Pharaoh you're nothing but lowly workers so that they can put you away from them. So they can keep you separate from them. Because Joseph knew that you would rise if you were separate from them. He knew that they was racist against you, and he knew if he separated you from them, you would rise. Instead, you let the empire brainwash you with a ghost. Now the ghost got your mind. Crazy. Crazy. Give me some more. No, that's good. That's good on that. But now I want to go back to the stories of them. Because there's more to these stories. Am I right? Or is it more in that letter with the daughter?
That was on the letter. We do got the video of Will Smith trying to do something for her birthday.
If we can we pull that up? Gun. Let's pull that up. That's crazy. Now I got two of them on. You got both on? I see a split screen. This is us. Okay, we good? Okay, no sweat. Oh yeah, I see it now. Okay. It's crazy, man. I can give some shout outs in the meantime. UPK Shabal, Shay Pierre.
The day after.
What's up? Chris Morgan. Audio is fine. The water. Officer of 50. Yashawam Ya Allah. I.S.U.P.K. Benjamin.
The day after her 37th.
15. Lions Well. Give back what you stole. Zebulon. I like that. Just Music. Barack Wana. Tony Davis. What's going on? Okay. Chris Moran. I hope I got that right. Rich Kid. They'll never tell you he said he believed he lied his people into a burning. Right. He led his people into a burning house. Rich Kid, you right. He did say it. And Harry Belafonte confirmed it on tape. So you dead on right with it. Just Music again. Sha'al UPK. Just Art and Paint. What's up, sis? Zebulon. What's going on? I think I got Zebulon already, right? I got pretty much everybody. Denisha Jones. What's happening? Adamahad. I hope I got that right. Adamaha. I might have that wrong. Slocky, y'all. D. Kiersey. Trooper Sapar. Big shout out to you. Young man, Yasha Allah, Panama City, Florida. Okay, in the game. Okay, Damascus Harry. Hurry up and press the button. Don't know what you mean. Yeah. Oh, okay. Big shout out to Damascus Harry. I'm with you on that. Yeah, man. All right, so that's it for now. You ready? You got it? Yeah, let's play that tape. Listen to this, y'all. This is incredible. Can we play this, though? Is that we're going to get jammed with this?
This is from YouTube. I don't think it's a YouTube or somebody.
Okay, don't go full screen then. I just don't want.
We should be good, sir.
Yeah, don't go full screen, though. Okay, I'm getting, why am I getting old footage split screen here on my phone? You see that? Not old footage, but split screen. Second camera coming up. On mine.
On yours, sir?
Yeah. It just came back. It just came back. It just came back. All right. All right.
The day after her 37th birthday, I hired a team to orchestrate her 40th birthday. I hired a documentary team. I traced Mommy's family roots. Her 40th birthday was going to be my thing.
It was going to be a splash.
It was going to be a splash. Mary J.
If you could, we'll play it again at the end. You got to look at the mother and the daughter in this tape. They looking like they are disgusted with him. Like there's a time, like you brothers out there that think you can just placate to a woman your whole life and things will work out. You are mistaken. We are humans. That is some garbage that comes from Esau, and it does not fit. Salaki, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut it off.
Mary J. Blige performed. I debuted the film, all of that. It was going to be the thing that lifted her out of this midlife crisis, and it was going to be my deepest, most. The day after her 37th birthday, I hired a team to orchestrate her 40th birthday. I hired a documentary team. I traced Mommy's family roots. Her 40th birthday was going to be my thing.
It was going to be a splash.
It was going to be a splash. Mary J. Blige performed. I debuted the film, all of that. It was going to be the thing that lifted her out of this midlife crisis, and it was going to be my deepest, most beautiful proclamation of love. And she's told me that the party was the most ridiculous display of my ego.
Woo.
Crushed. Right? And to this day, I know I was crushed because it was true.
I mean, that was ridiculous. That was absolutely evil. Okay? That was absolutely. And you heard what he said. He threw this bash to pull her out of her depression, out of her midlife crisis. What he didn't know and what he didn't understand was that was not her midlife crisis. What was happening was she was disgusted with him and wanted to abuse him into death. He's suicidal right now, okay? Because that's all that would make her happy. That's how much she hated him. That's what she hates him so much for caring for her so much that she's disgusted by it. That she was walking around like a midlife crisis. And she said that was a display of your ego. Had nothing to do with me. Like that's her desire. And that's America's desire. America's desire is to just wipe you out, just to grind you into nothing, which is why you should go serve the Most High. Because the empire will grind you to the we constantly looking for a day when we're gonna be equal in the empire together with one another. And it is why we're so out of our damn mind. Because we're looking for a day that every time we think this is it, it's gonna happen. That's not it. And you know when you really see it the most? You know when you really see that level of abuse? Is when it comes election time. Election time. Oh my God, they was crying in D.C. when Obama ran. They was bawling. Jesse Jackson cried on the White House, in the front of the goddamn Congress. Outside in front of the Congress building, the Capitol, he cried when Barack Obama got in the White House. Okay? And the same with everybody else. John Johnson, I hear what you're saying, but that's not what Will needs. He don't need to beat the hell out of Jada. All he needs to do is leave. That's what he needs to do. He needs to leave. All he got to do is say, we separate. That's it. That'll end all the madness. That's all we got to say. A lot of we would like to tune the empire up. The problem is that ain't going to solve anything for us. What we got to do is turn back to the Most High. We got to leave. We in a bad relationship, we got to leave. We're in an abusive relationship, we got to leave. You the man in the abusive relationship, and the empire, which is the Lord likened onto a woman, is the one that got to be stopped. Right. And the way to stop an abusive woman like that is to just leave. Because that's not what an abuser wants. The abuser don't want you to leave. Like the minute he start leaving, her whole attitude will change till he get back. Right. Then when he get back, she'll be back on it again, because what she really wants is to abuse him for the benefit of herself. You understand? Long as she, listen, if Will Smith would have left her after her, 10 years ago, you wouldn't barely even know who the hell she was. If he'd have left her 10 or 15 years ago, long after her little career was over, before she started Red Table and all that, you wouldn't even know who the hell she was. They'd be like, oh yeah, that's the girl that played with Tupac and them. You'd remember her like, she'd be like Puff Daddy or one of them. Like, remember Mace? He used to sing with Puff Daddy. No, he'd be like one of them. Busta Rhymes and, all them cats from 20 years ago. She'd be one of them. But she's relevant because she done been able to abuse him so long. America's relevant because it's been able to abuse you so long. You keep producing superstar athletes. You keep producing great things in the empire. You keep the empire alive. Go to any other country, it's dead man's land. Edomites is dead anyway. They like a dead people. Without you, this place would be dead. Could you imagine, take away our music, our culture, everything we bring to the table, this place would be dead. Right or wrong? We are suffering what Will Smith is suffering. And before we commit suicide, we better get some help. And the help is from the Most High. And that's what he needs to do. Because that woman has driven him to violence. You understand? And listen, and the empire has driven us to violence. We killing our brothers every day. And listen, and you can make no mistake. He smacked the hell out of Chris Rock because he could not take it out on Jada without it being worse on him. If he had smacked the hell out of Jada Smith for what she had done, he would have been an abuser. He would have been a criminal. He would have been grounds for her to divorce and leave him broke and dry if she could have. It would have been grounds for her to do every evil thing to him that she wanted to do. It would have been a green light for her to expound all of her rage, you understand, on him. So instead, he beat Chris Rock. Tazar, I don't know what you mean. I mean, I know what you mean, but I don't understand the context. I don't understand how. You got to help me out. How did you fit that into this? Are you saying, okay, I think I got you. I think I got you. Like, you're right. Like, we are like the abused man that's eating box. I'm assuming that's what he means by that. Okay. Help me out. Give me some explanation. You understand? Like, we have been destroyed here exactly like him. And we're violent against each other exactly like him. Let me tell you something. I ain't going to be surprised if at the end of all this, you come to find out she was beating the hell out of him in that house. I am not going to be surprised if he is getting beat in that house by that woman. I'm not going to be surprised. Like, because she's such a sociopath that she's going to have to abuse him on to death because she could never give him what he's asking for or she loses her power. And so the same with America. They can never give us what we're asking for because they lose their power. So they got to pretend that they give it to you while they're abusing you. That's why she said, I just want to be happy. That's why I did this and did that and did this and did that. So what does he do? He goes and tries to make her happy. He tries to have big parties for her. He tries to do this and do that. He tries to defend her at the Oscars. He tries everything to make her happy. Same way we join this empire and do everything to make them happy. And yet, they're never happy. And the same with him. Give me some more. What else we got on it? I think there's more to it, right? There should be a story out there about them canceling him on some shows and stuff, right? How many stories? You holding any more? Yeah, that's one. But if we can get the one where they talking about him being canceled on several shows. And did we get the part where she said she didn't need no defender? That was amazing. Please. That was amazing. Like, once again, she makes sure to never, ever acknowledge him. And so does the empire. Give me the quotes, and I'm gonna show you it in America, in the empire.
Honorable Khan, Jada Pinkett Smith wishes Will Smith did not slap Chris Rock. I'm not a woman who needs protecting.
So, in other words, he is doing whatever he can to save the empire, to save her, to deliver her. Turn around, and she said she didn't need no saving. She didn't need no protection. Same thing happened to us, especially in World War II. We went and fought in World War II to deliver the empire from the Germans, who had gotten the Japanese to come and bomb Pearl Harbor and was going to eventually get America into the war and possibly overthrow America. Guess who signed up and fought? To save America. Brothers was like, this is our opportunity, y'all. We save America, we're going to be equal with them. This is our chance. We're going to be equal. They're going to recognize us after this. And we put on the uniform and went out and fought tooth and nail. Came back, got spit on, beat up, lynched, dragged behind cars. They had to tell the black soldiers, do not come home with your uniform on. Because they are lynching black people that had their uniform on. So you had to come home in regular clothes or you'd anger them white people. So for all of your love to fight for the empire, you got abused. How many brothers went and fought in Desert Storm and those wars? Fought in those wars and fought for the empire and are homeless on the streets right now. Psychological damage. Even the white man got mad at the fact, the Congress got mad at the fact that they went down to Walter Reed Hospital and come to find out they was in horrible condition, according to them. Now, that could have been propaganda to get more money. Who knows? But they was mad as hell that they had no, no decent care for the soldiers. So you've given your soul over, and they still turn on. Same thing. Give me them scriptures on an evil woman. While we got a little time left.
So I do have the story about the on Netflix.
John Johnson said, not to mention brothers got abused in training camp. That's a good point, brother. You understand? That's a damn good point. You know what I mean? Went to training camp and the rapes. There are 26,000 rapes in the U.S. military every year. My God. That's over 2,000 rapes a month. Over 2,000 rapes a month. You a woman and go in the military, you are a fool. 2,000 rapes a month. Makara I.S.U.P.K said now she mad he protected her. That's right. Whatever he do, she's gonna be mad, and he's and listen, and it's gonna send him into depression. Like if he never get love out of her, even though he's trying so hard because he believes it's the right thing to do, because it's his wife in his mind, okay? But instead, he never received that love, then it will frustrate him into the point of madness. And guess who else is in that lane? You guessed it, John. You guessed it. Us. We in the same madness. We trying to be loved by. Why you think we damn near protested across the world when George Floyd was killed? Why you think we protesting when all these brothers and sisters get killed? Because we're outraged that for our love, we received evil. We're outraged at it. And we're outraged because we expect to be loved by our spouse, the empire, when you will receive no love from the spouse. Right. Big shout out to Ratazion. Esau and his filthy lifestyle. Is that Captain Ratazion? Or is that Ratazion? Okay, Captain is Ratazayah, correct? Ratazayah, okay. Ratazayah. So, but big shout out to you also, brother. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Where we going?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 25 and verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad.
Right. When you got a wicked woman, man, you can't give her liberty to gad abroad. Because she go out and gad abroad, what is she doing? She's, putting poison out against you. That's what she's doing. She's been doing this for years against him. The table talk is just her opportunity to really, trash him at every damn turn. You know what I mean? Because you're giving a wicked woman room to gad abroad. You understand? I could imagine her in privacy. She's probably so violent and so in a rage. That's why he let her go in and say, in other words, when you under the abuse of a woman like that, you want to give her whatever she wants to calm that rage for a minute. That's why the daughter writing to Tupac, like she's in a rage in that house. And that's exactly what's happening to you in America. You in church every day. You trying to put on the suit and tie. You going to school and trying to join the empire and trying to love. You joining every peace group and agreeing with everything that says we all one. You accepting all men acting like women. You accepting men dressed up like women and now going into women's bathroom. You accepting men change to women and now in the sports with the women. You accepting all of that because you will take the abuse if you could get love from the empire. Right. Like the same way he is accepting her, sleeping with the August or Celia, whatever his name is, and sleeping around is the same way you accept things that you know are not right, but before the love of the empire, you'll take it. You'll take on homosexuality. You'll take on lesbianism. You'll take on all kinds of alternative lifestyle. You'll accept, like 1 minute, weed is illegal. Next minute, weed is legal. You accepted it regardless of what they did. When the empire didn't like it, you didn't like it. When the empire loved it, now you signing up to become a weed head businessman. It's like you taking the abuse that you know you shouldn't be taking. You taking the poor schools. You taking the overpriced housing. You taking the horrible food pushed in the ghetto and then the high prices that come with it. You taking being cut off, red line. You taking all the abuse the same way he is letting her sleep with any other woman. It's exactly the same. Will and Jada is a perfect example of our life in this empire. It's a perfect metaphor. Perfect metaphor. Give me more. What else you got,
sir? Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 26. And I find more bitter than death.
This is the part that I fear for Will Smith. Okay, Solomon came to this. And I pray that he, for his own sake, don't let himself go here. Read.
Wakan, sir. The woman whose heart is snares and nets.
No. Go back to that one you was reading. Read that. Don't let that one skate. Oh, that's an important one. The water, give back what you stole. I appreciate it. Most High in Christ. The water you too, Chris. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 25. Give the water no passage.
No. More bitter than death. Read that.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 26. And I find more bitter than death.
Solomon got to the point where he found more bitter than death. He woke up with 700 wives, 300 concubines, heathens, built temples for these heathens. They had vexed him into total submission. You understand? And don't act like it can't never happen. The Lord said in the Apocrypha, the only thing more powerful than a woman is the Most High. Okay? That's why the Most High is supposed to be in you. Matter of fact, can you get that for me in the Apocrypha? I'll come back to this one. You know the one I'm talking about? Where he said, I see it that thou sitteth her on thy lap, and she knocketh thy crown off thy head. Give me that one. You know which one I'm talking about? Give me that one. That one is heavy because that one will put you right where you need to be. And let me say this to the sisters, especially the sisters in the truth. You got to understand that everything you hear me saying about a woman tonight, you are the epitome of the opposite of it. What you have to understand is that just the way a wicked woman could be so destructive, a righteous woman could be so powerful in righteousness. She could do so much in righteousness. Let's don't just throw the pendulum one way. The pendulum goes both ways. A sister that is strong to be righteous, strong to adhere to the things the Most High is talking about, is an amazing weapon in this kingdom. She's an amazing weapon, an amazing help. I don't know if I'll get to too many of them, but there are tons of scriptures that say that about her. Here's the problem. As black men, we can't be like the abused of America. We can't just accept anything for the sake of her love. You got to set the standard based on the Most High so that she cannot do just anything and still receive your love. You got to have a standard. And then in that standard, she can be an amazing woman and do amazing things for both of you and for your children. She can get you to do amazing things because the Lord said she could. Right. We're about to read it right now. If she could be that powerful, what could she get you to do? We're going to read it right now. You know the part?
Khan.
Go to that one part. Let's
Khan.
read them verses.
Khan, the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 4 and verse 30. And taking the crown from the king's head.
No. Go up above it. Give me the whole story when he gets to the woman.
When
he first comes up. Sorry to cut you off.
Khan.
Listen, Zebulon, I disagree. There is no man at all on the planet that doesn't want a strong woman. The problem is, now I don't know if this is you, Zebulon, but a lot of people got the wrong understanding of what a strong woman is. Because 99% of the so-called strong women are really women that combat you for power. If you're talking about a woman that's going to fight you for power, that's what makes her strong, then, you know, we ain't going there. You understand? So I disagree with you, Zebulon. Ain't no brother out there that don't want a strong woman. He don't want a strong woman also that got a big mouth. He don't want a strong woman that also wants to argue with him day and night. He don't want a strong woman that also wants him to share power with her. So you got to be careful when you talk about a strong woman, because our definition of a strong woman is grandma with her loud mouth and her rude ways, but she fed everybody every Sunday. So we consider her a strong woman. You know what I mean? That's what that movie was. What was the name of that movie? Soul Food. That was an example of the world's idea of a strong woman when she was not a strong woman. She was a loud, brash, brutish woman is what she was. And so she got her way, and because she got her way, everything she did was counted as something great. So you got to be careful when you saying about a strong woman, but I get your point. Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know no brother that give you a strong woman in the right context according to the scriptures. I don't know no brother that don't want that, even in the world. A drunk in the gutter will take a strong, righteous woman. He'll come back there. He'll be a wino for 20 years, and one day, Tootie, you in there? It's Leon. You know what I mean? 20 years later, he knocking on that door. Okay? Hebrew sister came in. She weighing in. Uh-oh, y'all done got them sisters started. You see what y'all done did now? You see what y'all done did? Hebrew sister said a strong woman doesn't fight to be a man. She is strong in her womanhood. All right now. All right. Big shout out. The way the scriptures portrays a strong. There you go, Zebulon. That's what I needed to hear. The way the scriptures portray a strong woman. You hit it dead on the mark. You understand? Come on, let's get back before we get all into it. Let's go ahead. Tell them where you at.
Khan. 1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 14.
Go ahead.
O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men. Neither is it wine that excellent.
No. Go back. Wait a minute. Did you go back? Go back to where he describes the woman. Yeah, you sure it ain't before that? I don't want you to blow it now. It's not before that part. Is it after that part? Where he describes the woman, where he says the strongest thing is the woman. And then the cat comes behind it.
Okay.
Do I got that wrong?
No, he was about to go there. So
He
was there the first time, and then he went back just now to the question. So what he was at the first time where she knocked the crown.
I'm messing y'all up now.
Come on. But he went all the way back to the question now. So now he's right after the question.
All right, well, read the question then first. Let's start at the question, then we'll jump ahead, all right? Just to give everybody the story. Say that again.
Or you can read, just reread.
Khan. O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men. Neither is it wine that excelleth.
So in other words, the king asked the question. The king wanted to know what is the most powerful thing in the kingdom. And so all the wise men was coming up, laying out what they thought was the wisest thing. Then this brother came up, and this is what he dropped. Go ahead.
Khan. Who is it then that ruleth them, or have the lordship over them?
Who got rulership over them or lordship over them? Go ahead.
Khan. Are they not women?
Are they not women? So he's trying to say, look, this is who's powerful. It ain't your weapons and all that. Who ruling over you? Who moving you the way they want to move you? Women. So he's trying to say women is powerful. Go ahead.
Khan. Book of 1 Ezra, chapter 4. I'm going to read verse 29 before 30. That's Tawab, sir. Yet did I see him and upon
You jumped ahead?
Khan.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Khan. Yet did I see him and upon the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable Barakas, sitting at the right hand of the king, and taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand.
Yeah, she was like a beautiful woman. She came and got up in the king's chair, slapped him upside the head, knocked his crown off his head. You couldn't walk in there and do that. So he's trying to say this is the powerfulest thing, this woman. And he's right until you get to the Most High. Go ahead.
Khan. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with open mouth.
And even after she disrespected him, all he could do is look like, damn, she fine. So he couldn't do nothing. He had no power. She had the power. So what he's saying is she got all this power. Go ahead.
Khan. If she laughed upon him, he laughed also.
She laughed, he laughed. Go ahead.
Khan. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter.
Listen, the minute she got mad, he was quick to say, wait up, baby, hold on. Fain to flatter. You know what? Everything is cool. What you need? That's what happened with Will. He went and got up under Jada, and then she took control over him. Even though he's powerful and in Hollywood, she took control over him. Go ahead. And let me tell you, in America does you the same way. All these fancy cars and fancy homes and restaurants and wealth and power and entertainment and all of this, you understand? You feel that's the trinkets given to you. And America abuses you with them trinkets, abuses you with those things, with those beautiful things. That's how it gets you the same way. Go ahead.
Khan.
Is there more that they say about her?
A little bit more, sir.
Go ahead.
That she might be reconciled to him again.
Right. He tried to get back with her. Go ahead.
Khan. O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong?
Right. How could it be? There's the only thing, according to this cat, the only thing that could be strong, the strongest thing in the kingdom are women. But now the cat gonna come back and show without this, women gonna destroy you, man. Without this. Go ahead.
Khan. Seeing they do thus.
Now jump down. Go ahead.
Khan. O ye men, are women not strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about the fetch of his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore great is the truth and stronger than all things.
So he came back and said, wait a minute, I understand what you're saying about women, but the greatest thing is the truth. The truth is what is more powerful than a woman. Let me tell you something. And the truth is what will break you away from this abusive relationship you in. This abusive relationship of the empire, the truth is what breaks you away. The same way that truth is more powerful than a woman in a king's court. The truth is also the thing that's more powerful than the brainwashing that the empire has put on us, man. Crazy. That's it? Go ahead.
Khan. I'm going to drop down to verse 37. It's the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 37. Wine is wicked. The king is wicked. Women are wicked. All the children of men are wicked. And such are their wicked words. And there is no truth in them. And their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth. and always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore.
So only the truth will give you the strength to overcome all of that evil. Go back to those other scriptures I had on a wicked woman. Go ahead, Oxalaki.
I got Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 20. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man.
Right. Like an old man trying to go up a sandy hill, his knees gonna hurt the hell out of him because he's old and walking on sand is difficult and it's gonna hurt his knees. And so if he trying to go up a sandy hill, man, if he up in age, he gonna be in pain. Right. That's the same with a man that got a woman that can't shut the hell up. A man that got a woman that can't, you gonna be in pain like that old man. You're gonna be worn out because of her mouth. And that's what's going on in that house. She's raging in that house. And that's what's going on to you. You ain't at ease either because the empire is raging with all kind of philosophies on you. It's like that woman just coming at you with all kinds of lies and philosophies and brainwashing every day. And only the truth could cut through it and get you to where you need to be. Go ahead.
I'm also holding Ecclesiasticus, sir, chapter.
That was it on that verse, on that scripture? Yes, sir. All right, let's keep going.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26 and verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog.
And let me tell you something, if I could go back to about the quiet woman. The quiet woman, there's some quiet women that are just deadly. They super bad and they make a man strong. Like once again, if sisters just take on those attributes, but more importantly, they look at the metaphor of this. What does that mean then? If you want to be right, guess what? You're going to have to turn off the propaganda of Esau. You're going to have to turn off that loudmouth woman, which is your slave master, the empire. You're going to have to turn him off. All his propaganda, all his LGBT talk, all this new wave, new religion, all that garbage, Christianity, all these gods from all over the world, the Arabs, the Eastern, you got to turn it off. You got to get a quiet woman. You got to go back to the Most High and only get one thing, which is those scriptures. You understand? You get those scriptures and then you'll get that quiet woman. That's what you'll get. Go ahead.
Khan will come. But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord.
She that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. A shamefaced woman has guilt. A shamefaced woman is repentive. This empire ain't repenting. This empire ain't joining itself to you. This empire ain't sorry for what it did. It's telling you, stop blaming them for what they did. It's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to do, which is backwards. Which is backwards. Which is backwards. You understand? Like that's the wrong direction to go into. And once again, the beauty of the empire makes you desire it. Right. It even happened to Christ's disciples when one of them came to Christ and said, look, they're building a new temple. And Christ said, there shall not one stone be left upon another. There shall not be thrown down. Because he was looking at the greatness of the empire and being seduced by it. And Christ had to let him know that all that beauty is going away. It's about to be destroyed. And once you wake up and know that that beauty is about to be destroyed, guess what? You'll start to break away. You'll start to say to yourself, you know, I can't be caught up into this beauty. I can't be caught up into this. Some of you want to travel the world. Nothing wrong with traveling the world, as long as you ain't traveling the world because you want to be a part of the world. If you want to be a part of the world, then you being seduced by the empire. You being seduced to go after the beauty in the world, just like a man on his throne would just submit himself to whatever to get that beautiful woman. That's backwards, man.
Right.
And it's destructive to your spirit. All right, go ahead. What else we holding? Yeah, on that list of scriptures we were going through. Was that all of them?
I have one more, sir.
Come on with it.
Khan. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25 and verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
Right. When you got a wicked woman, her wickedness is greater than all. Just like if you got a righteous woman, her righteousness is amazing. Her righteousness is earth-shattering. Her righteousness is, incredible. When you go back and read the Proverbs 31, forget about it. We ain't going to it, but say how she feeds her maids. She does this, she does that, all the great things that a sister like that does, which is why our sisters got to learn this truth and come back and serve the Most High and become part of our nation again, because then their minds will come out of this place. Their minds will come out of this place and their minds will get into the truth. And because their mind gets into the truth, guess what? They'll not think like the empire, which is what we've been trying to do. We want them to stop thinking like the empire. We want our brothers to stop thinking like the empire. Will Smith has to stop thinking the way Jada wants him to think. He got to stop thinking, I got to make Jada happy. I got to make Jada love me. I'll do anything for Jada to love me, because it's driving him out of his mind, because she ain't never going to love him. She ain't never, ever, ever, ever going to love him. And so he should just stop. He should just stop trying to get and he'd be better off. And you should stop. We as a people should stop trying to get the empire to love us. We should stop trying to get white people to love us. The minute we do that, boy, oh boy, you're going to see something activated in you like you never saw before. The minute you say, you know what, I am not trying to get these people to love us no more, you're going to break from that and you're going to emerge like a brand new person. You understand? You're going to emerge like a brand new person. John Johnson said, you're right, General, but Will Smith is too far gone. Let me tell you something. Will Smith is too far gone unless he allows a brother in his ear. Like all of us would be dead if not for the brotherhood. If not for Christ giving us the brothers, he sent others. And guess what? Will Smith could be delivered too, but he got to come into the brotherhood. He got to allow himself to be taught. He got to allow himself to come into the brotherhood. And if he does that, he can get up out of it. No matter how bad it is, Christ gave us the key. He turned around and said, love the Most High with all thy heart and all thy soul. Love thy brother as thyself. All Will Smith got to do is turn to the east or just stand up and ask the Lord, help me. What is happening to me? Help me. And the Most High can have mercy on his wicked behind and have somebody say, man, you need to hear them brothers, man. You need to, it could start out by them just saying, man, you need to just get away from Hollywood, man. Going back to the city, man. You know what I'm saying? Get back to your roots. Get back to yourself. What's his name? David Chappelle tried to do that, but he did it by going to Africa, which is the mistake that stars make. You trying to go to Africa as though those are your people when those are the ones that sold you, but you going back to Africa trying to find your roots when that's the mistake. You need to sit down with the brothers in the hood who's handling this business. Will Smith need to come and see me. That's what he need to do. He need to come and see me. Like, That's what we need. We like you got to go back to your brothers in the hood and say, "Yo, where did I go off track at?" And then we'll tell you where you went off track at. The same way we do with the truth. We tell you in the truth where you went off track at. We say to you, "This is where you this is who you are. This is where you came from. This is your identity. This is your culture. This is what you got." You understand? This is how you get back. So it's on him. You're right, John Johnson. It's very hard, like Christ said. Easier for a rich man to get through the eye of a needle than the eye of a needle than to come into the truth and to get into the kingdom of heaven. Right. But he better try, because without it, he got a mess on his hands, and he's probably suicidal. Probably suicidal without it. What else we got? You got what? Yeah, give me another story. Let's go in. We got a little more time, about 10 minutes, man. Y'all got any questions? You can throw them in the comments in the chat room. I'm in there looking at the chat with y'all for these last 10 minutes and get it in. Mariah's working it out. We're going to turn around and get everything locked in. As far as these cameras and all that. Get it crack-a-lackin'. He working on it diligently. His teeth is in it now, so he getting low. You give him a second, and he ain't gonna write a new masterpiece program in a second. Go ahead.
Khan. Video: man stopped and frisked and handcuffed by UK cops for not being dressed for the climate.
This is amazing. Once again, we got to get away from the empire. Like damn near, we need to build. We need gated communities in the hood. Right. You know what I mean? Gated communities to keep them out. Right. Like that's what I can't wait to see that. A gated community where white people are discriminated against, where they looking at the way they do to us. Right. You can't even get on these into these golf clubs and different clubs. You can't get into them. I can't wait till that's done for us instead of them. Go ahead. Read on.
Conor McCann, sir. A black man in London was stopped by British police for walking in the Croydon district while wearing a heavier coat in hot weather.
He was wearing a heavier coat in hot weather. Probably homeless. They probably thought he had something under the coat, knowing them. Go ahead.
Conor McCann, ostensibly stopped for what he was wearing. He believed he was being profiled as a drug dealer. On Wednesday, March 23rd, law enforcement stopped Eric Taylor, 20, in DeGaulle Park at 4:47 p.m. for dressing inappropriately for the weather.
You don't have on the right clothes. You must be up to something. Go ahead.
Taylor reports that one of the two officers from the Metropolitan Police told him that the area was well known for drug dealing. Before searching him under the Misuse of Drugs Act, and questioning why he was wearing several layers of clothing despite the warm weather. The video was shared by the young man on TikTok and received almost 1 million looks on his profile in less than a week.
Come on, I'm with you too, Zebulon. I know you know. It's gonna be a beautiful day. Okay, when we push back up against that. That's crazy. So for bad weather, for wearing a heavy coat in bad weather, they pulled him over and started to search him. Give back what you stole. You right. It's becoming cartoon how they abuse us. They so focus on us just like an abuser. And same way Jada is focused on Will, beating him down at every turn, trashing his household, treating him like he's garbage. That's how you being treated by the empire. They totally focus. You can't come outside with a coat that's inappropriate for the weather. I done threw on heavy coats in the warm weather many times when I'm running out the door to do something real quick. I'm gonna run to throw out the trash, and I'll grab whatever coat's next to me. Right. Walk out the door, throw the trash out, or go to the store and all that. Now you get pulled over. That's the footage right there. That's crazy, man. Go ahead.
You want to play the video, sir?
Yeah, go ahead and play it. Let me know when you're done.
We should
Sorry?
You're gonna buy me a coat?
I'm just wondering what you're wearing.
Bro, I wear my own coat, man. What's wrong? You're gonna buy me a coat?
Sometimes, mate, if people are trying to hide things or wear baggy clothes, try and cover it up.
Listen, are you gonna buy me a coat? You buy me a new coat right now, I'll give you this coat right now.
I'm asking why you're wearing.
You're gonna buy me a new coat?
We don't want your coat. We're asking why you're wearing it. You're not dressed.
Because I wear anything I want, man. I wear anything I want. What's wrong with you?
You're not dressed for the climate, so it's very.
What do you mean the climate? Who tells me? No. Who tells me how to dress, man? Can you tell me how to dress?
No, it just
Can you tell me how to dress?
It just seems, mate. I'm
nah, man. Don't ever talk to me.
Detaining you.
Yeah, go on. Do whatever you wanna do.
And once again, they so evil in this. Their different secret organizations are bringing in all the drugs and everything into the country. But meanwhile, this one Jake walking down the street, they gonna focus on him. Meanwhile, they doing all kind of evil. Cops don't even know you stopping people for selling drugs. And meanwhile, that's really just to help the real drug dealers. Like you keeping the lanes nice and open so that there ain't no competition against the real drug dealers. All of it is evil. All of it is bad. So trying to find one cat with a jacket on in warm weather that you think he should not have on and targeting him is a damn joke. And he said the key words, if them Edomites had an ounce of good damn sense, the minute he says, you buy me another jacket and I'll wear that, I'll give you this jacket. He's saying to you, I'm wearing this hot jacket because I don't have another jacket. That's why the hell he's saying. He's saying, I'm wearing this because I don't have another jacket. But he don't want to have to explain himself. And that's even so evil. They would never even stop an Edomite and say, why are you wearing that jacket? He would curse them out, man, and tell them drop dead. You understand? But they torture your soul with their abuse. They torture your soul with you're not good enough. That's what happened with Will. He's walking around because Jada done convinced him that you're not good enough. So, of course, he thinks that way. When, in fact, he is good enough just being who he is. Same with this brother. The empire turns around and says, you're not good enough because you're black. You should be harassed. You should be mishandled. You should be treated any kind of way when all of that is a damn lie. You are better than he is according to the scriptures. But you treated like you less than he is. And brother, that's a big problem. Which is why you got to come out of this empire and get into the spirit of the Most High in Christ. Because if you do not, then the empire will do you like it's doing Will, like Jada is doing Will. You understand? And listen, that's the real way to look at the Jada's Will and Jada's story. Look into the real thing that's going on. A lot of you is simple as hell. Well, he was defending his woman. Please help yourself. You can't be that dumb. You can't be dumb thinking he's defending a woman who's sleeping with everybody in Hollywood and molesting his own children's friends. And you think he's defending her because he's defending his woman. Are you crazy? And it shows a lot of you out there in the world, you got a real bad sense of judgment. You got a real horrible sense of judgment, man. Your mind is not where it should be. Your mind is like off somewhere where you can't even tell what is right judgment and what is wrong judgment. Right. Like you don't even weigh the balance. And damn near some of you women, because you ain't never had a man stand up for you because you was a monster your whole life, so that you just, bask in the idea of having a man stand up for you. You understand? When you could have a man stand up for you every day. Brothers in the UPK do it every single day. All you got to do is come into UPK and be somebody that's worthy for a man to stand up for you for. Instead of having bad judgment, why don't you have good judgment and have a man that will stand up for you? That's what you should do. Have a man that will stand up for you. And then guess what? You won't have to say to yourself, he was standing for his woman when in fact he definitely was not. He was being abused. And that abuse made him react the way he did in fear of the terror that was going to come down from her. And that is no way for a man to live. No, there's no way for a man to function in society. A man, bear with me a second. There's no way for a man to function in society. There's no way for you to be. I mean, your daughter. Could you imagine your daughter writing letters to a ghost, hoping the ghost come back to make your wife happy? That's your woman. Like that's who you defended. You defending a woman who your own daughter is hoping a ghost come back to defend. That's crazy, crazy, insane. Hey, y'all, join us in Cocoa, Florida. It's not Cocoa Beach, Florida also, y'all. It's Cocoa, Florida. I know we've been saying Cocoa Beach, but it's not Cocoa Beach. It's Cocoa, Florida. So get the right address on the hotel so you know exactly where you're going. So you ain't looking for us on the other side of the state of Florida, all right? Look that up. Also, too, I want to announce again for those of you that join us later on, if possible, you need to pay for your hotel in advance. You need to pay for your hotel in advance for two reasons. If you pay for your hotel when you get there, number one, they're going to tax you on the hotel fee on every day. They have to tax you according to Florida law. They got to tax you. But if you pay in advance, it's no taxes, okay? And the second more important reason I'm saying to pay for your hotel in advance, because Sunday, 5 o'clock, they're going to start shifting rooms around because, remember, we overbooked. And because we overbooked, the hotel is taking priority for the people that pay in advance. So the people that pay in advance, they're pushing them into the first hotel where the ballroom and everything is at. Those who did not pay first, they want to switch them around, push them into the second and third hotel. So we don't want them shifting around a whole bunch of people. You understand? So you could get bumped from your room to another room. So if you have not paid your your hotel fee, please go online. And here's how you do it. When you made your reservation, you got an email on that reservation. So go back to that email, open it up, click the link on that email, and it'll bring up your reservation. And you can pay it right there. And once you pay it, it updates the system automatically and you locked into your room. So pay in advance so you don't get bumped out of that room. You can pay when you get there. But again, it's our fault in a sense that we overbooked. We didn't think everybody was going to book out the room so fast. I mean, they booked out and within 2-3 days, the rooms all booked out. And so it went over the top. So now the hotel, we can't tell the hotel, nah, don't do that, because they're like, well, y'all overbooked. We didn't expect all this many people to book so fast. So for that, y'all jump on board, man. You got to pay it when you get there anyway. So pay it before Sunday, 5 o'clock, so though nothing changed. All right, that's 2 days or 3 days before. You're going to pay it in 3 days anyway. Pay it in advance. Pay it by Sunday, 5 o'clock. Go back to your email, open it up, click the link, pay for that hotel, and also pay your Passover. If you haven't done it already, pay that in advance, all right? Let's get that stuff out of the way. We're going to have the time of our life out there because this year, the numbers is insane. The events is insane. The weather is insane. Lord allow it don't rain out there, but we got indoors and outdoors this year. So it's crazy. We got a humongous ballroom and we got the stage and everything set up outside. So whatever, it's going to be crazy up in there. Right. All right. Join us then. I'll see y'all then. I'll be back not this Monday, rather, right? What are we on, Wednesday? Losing the days. We won't be back Saturday. We won't be back Monday. We won't be back next Wednesday. Hopefully, I don't think we'll be back the following Saturday. I don't even think we'll be back then. Either way, we'll be playing some live feed from Cocoa, Florida. We'll be kicking it live. So we'll talk to y'all then, man. See y'all then, y'all. Shalom.
We want no cowards in our camp,
I.S.U.P.K. 53rd Annual Lord Passover.
53rd Annual Lord's Passover is going to be held down here in Florida.
It's going down.
You're here tonight to get a chance to be righteous enough to be worthy of God coming to save you.
That's right.
It's going down. The Lord's 53rd Annual Passover.
When we say we no cowards, we start that business. We no cowards up in here.
Book your hotels now at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites, the IHG Hotel, 301 Tucker Lane, Cocoa Beach, Florida, 32926.
Here's a lot of man down. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I sided with the
Y'all see this?
Counter for all your dishes, pots, and sports knives.
I got a light listen. This is like an apartment, and a hotel, you know what I mean? Yeah.
This here right here is about to be holy ground. It's going to be holy ground. All our beautiful, wonderful brothers and sisters from all over the world. You understand? We can boast that now. Brothers and sisters coming not only from every state, but from all over the world. I heard the numbers this year is ridiculous. We had to buy out the whole hotel.
Friday, April 15th at the Space Coast Convention Center.
my camp undefeated. You cannot debate. You just want the clout. We just want the grace. I'm just trying to get it.
This is going to be glorious.
We don't give a fuck, you can see it in our face. Got it out the mud, straight up out the base.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The week of Passover is packed with exciting events, hosted by the I.S.U.P.K. and Commanding General Yohanna. Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The week of Passover is packed with exciting events, hosted by the I.S.U.P.K. and Commanding General Yohanna.